$1.29 trillion were spent online last year during the fall and holiday season. And this year, it's projected that there will be an increase of up to 9% of that. People are buying by the droves. This is the prime time season of the year. It does not matter if you have an established business, you're starting from scratch, you've made a pivot. This is the best time to put yourself out there on the interwebs. And there are three top choices in my research and my experience over my many years of doing this, working with multi-billion-dollar brands to startup solopreneurs that are going to have you cashing in, because you only have so much time to do so many things. So I want to narrow it down for you so that you can double down and triple down on these three types of content where you are going to, without a doubt, if you're consistent and do the damn thing, be able to cash in from it. Let's go, baby. Cha-ching. If you're tired of hearing the same old basic mindset and motivational fluff talk, you've come to the right show. Welcome to Project Me with Tiffany Carter, the podcast, where we dish on everything from managing that crazy brain of yours to manifesting abundance to my straightforward, actionable steps that will make you major money online. Now, I'm not your typical multimillionaire entrepreneur. It takes a small village to keep my anxiety and depression in check. I'm inherently disorganized with an intense obsession with office supplies. Your girl here is a digital marketing content expert who's generated over $200 million in sales. I promise by tuning in twice a week, you will get a much needed refreshing dose of truth, clarity, and cash-making advice. Now let's get to it. My people, my posse, my fellow crazies, it's your host, Tiffany Carter, and this is the show that is going to help you grow your business, your bank account, that big, beautiful brain of yours, your abundance, your relationships, and everything in between. Let me tell you something. If you are really wanting to have that freedom level cash, you're wanting to be in control of your schedule, you're wanting to make sure your business is set up so that it is cashing in around the clock, whether you are working or whether you are luxuriating. If you truly want that life and you want to be able to have the options to do what you want and when you want, where you want to live, how you want to eat, where you send your kids to school, what you do for various charities and causes that you are super passionate about, and how you want to live your life, if you really want to be able to empower yourself, it requires you to be making money. Okay. Money buys us time. Money buys us options. Money buys us better healthcare, better access to things. More experiences are available to us. It's the way of the world. It is a powerful energetic currency. And that's just how it is. So if you're saying you want this and you're really going for it, or you're in it and you've been at it for several years, and while you're making some money, it's definitely not like at the lifestyle changing yet. Like maybe you're a thousandaire, but you're not a millionaire. And in order for you to truly have that level of options and be able to exhale, you need to be bringing in more coin, but you don't want to exchange or sacrifice your well-being, your time with your family, your mental sanity, or your health for it anymore. And we do not want to do that. We are not about that life. And it also doesn't work, because then you end up in burnout town. And in burnout town, all the wheels fall off the bus, your foot comes off the gas. And yeah, while you may have made a good amount of money, going through all that burnout phase, you end up having so much downtime from getting sick, from being fried, from just not being able to do it, that when you really average it all out, that's not wealth. Wealth is not just about money. And I can say this now that I've experienced so many different degrees of having money, from being a broke ass to being a rich ass, to having money, but sacrificing everything for it, to now having a lot of money where if I didn't have the lifestyle I had, and if I moved out of Los Angeles and moved to a country that was much less expensive or a city that was much less expensive, truly, I would not have to work ever again, right? Like, I have created that option, and knowing I have that option helps me show up in a different energy for you because I don't have to. And when we're operating out of a space of, I have to, I've got to, I must, that's that force, scarcity, stress inducing, cortisol pumping energy. And while it may get you initially motivated or may get you to finish things or show up to do some things, it's a temporary fix. It doesn't end well because what you're doing is you're robbing yourself of joy in order to have the abundance. And you have to pay the piper at some point. And you might be someone who's listening who's already paying the piper now and you're like, I don't have it in me to do more things. I can't keep doing this. It's not that you don't have it in you to do it. You don't have it in you to do it if it's not gonna work. You need to have the certainty that you are following a true roadmap, a true plan, that I show up and I do these things and I'm disciplined and I'm focused and I show up even if I don't feel like it, that there's gonna be a payoff here. The problem is you're not following any proven map. You're following shit, looking at other people in your industry online, trying to reverse engineer other people's stuff. Maybe you did take a course, maybe you did hire someone at some point, but obviously it's not working to your liking. If it was, my guess is I would like to think you'd be shouting it from the rooftops. So you have a couple options. Option number one would be to grab one of the final tickets to my 2-day in-person mastermind experience. This is the holy grail. You will have the roadmap. It'll be undeniable what it is you need to focus on and what you can stop focusing on in order to scale your business to where you have that lifestyle changing cash and you have freedom and it feels expansive and it feels fun and it feels exciting again. You want that, you've got to invest in it. It's a tax deduction. You're learning from a top tier business and marketing strategist, plus my entire ProjectME dream team. If I were you, I would grab that. I would find some way to make that work. And you can go to projectmewithtiffany.com/mastermind. Swipe up. It's in the show notes. It's also in the description here on YouTube at ProjectME TV. I don't know if I'm going to be running it at this intimate of a level next year. Okay. I have a lot of really exciting projects in the works that I can't wait to share with you that I can't share yet. And if you are sitting there fucking around trying to figure it out, you kick the can down the road. Maybe I'll try this. Maybe I should do this. I'm going to post in hope. I'm going to pray this away. This is not a true business strategy. Wouldn't you rather have the exact steps, the exact things, and understand how? And then all you have to do is follow it and trust and be consistent, and it'll pay off. It's really hard to not make money right now online. So if you're not making money where you're laughing, meaning you're working like part-time and you're making more than you ever did at a full-time job, like that's what I mean by laughing, then we need to talk, right? Then you need to invest in working with me because there's definitely holes in what you're doing. And likely the hole is you're doing something that someone told you that didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, or you've been guessing. And guessing is the most costly thing you can do. Your other option is we have final days left for summer sale because summer's almost over for my Project Me Posse business and money coaching membership. This is legit. There is a reason it is famous, why people have been in there for years. It's designed to take you from making zero to a minimum of $15,000 a month consistently in your business with weekly live trainings from me and other special guest experts. There's an exclusive membership training portal of over 350 videos. And you have the support and collaboration of the other posse members, which you will quickly learn how that is the highest value thing in here. You select the annual option, you get 2 months off, you get $1,000 in bonuses, my Nail Your Niche masterclass, my Instagram bio optimizer so that you get thousands of more eyes on your account by doing select things in your IG bio, and you also get my content creation made easy course bundle for free when you pick that option. It ends up being like $2 a day. Period. Now, if you're a commitment phobe and you're like, "Oh, a year even though I know it's a better deal," well, then pick the month-to-month option, but you've gotta do something. And if you're really gonna go all in and you want a slice of this trillion-dollar online pie this season, I would do both because what you're currently doing isn't getting you there and you know it and you are going to regret it when it comes January and you start seeing all these people who went for it posting about how much money they made and the trips that they're booking and the things they are doing. And you're going to wish you went in sooner. I know I have that regret myself. I don't like sit in it, but if I got out of my own way, which I was in it for 10 years before starting Project Me, the podcast and the Business Coaching Academy. Oh my God, this would be easily, not even exaggerating, at this point, probably even, I would dare to say a $25 million a year business, if not more. And I'm not joking. But I was so riddled with, "Can I really do this? Who's gonna listen to me?" You know, why would someone wanna hire me when they could hire Tony Robbins? I'm not good at tech and all of these things. So all the programs, the masterminds, the memberships, the stuff that I create, including my podcast episodes, my free content for you, I've designed it for that Tiffany that if I had seen and heard this stuff, I would have made a move. And that's why it resonates and hits so much with you. I was you. I fucking know. We're insane. I love you, but we're insane. So let's do some fun stats, okay? That I pulled and I'll give great reference points because I love giving you facts and receipts because that crazy brain of yours can't argue against that. So there's some really extra special cool stuff that's going to make it even easier and more lucrative and available to make a lot of money online this fall and holiday season. So get this. This data point is holiday sales last year accounted for 20.8% of total retail sales for businesses, and online sales are expected to grow even 10% of that for this year. So here's what's cool when you're newer in this space, right? Maybe you're not even new, but you've not gone all in, you've been toe dipping. With more consumers turning to online shopping during the fall and holiday season than ever, even the new businesses can quickly gain traction because of the e-commerce platforms and social media make it easier to reach customers, build a brand, and generate sales without needing all of the overhead to have a store. And here's the other thing. The direct to consumer sales have surged during this season, with brands reporting up to 40% of their annual sales coming from this fourth quarter. Why does this matter to you? Because if you're starting from scratch or you're finally done toe dipping and you're going all in, the fall and holiday seasons offer a prime opportunity to focus on these DTC sales by creating that personal connection with customers, offering fast shipping, offering easy downloads, easy access to things, fast ways to be able to receive the information, hence digital courses, digital services, digital products, using even like holiday themed marketing, you can establish a profitable business quicker than ever during this season. There is no reason that you can't. Here's another fun fact. 56% of holiday shoppers plan to shop earlier this year than ever for fall decor, for fall offers, and for holiday sales and deals. So New businesses can leverage this behavior by launching targeted sales campaigns or limited time offers in order to grab these people. So I could keep going with more facts. I wanted to give you enough where you kind of felt fire hosed by them. So you're going, okay, okay, I fucking get it, Tiffany. Now tell me, what are the three types of content for me to focus on? And I really hope that I've done that, because that is what I want your brain to hear. The way it's impossible for you to not cash in online, okay? You make it impossible by you not doing the damn thing, by you continuing to toe dip, by you continue to playing it safe, by playing it small, by avoiding, by waiting, by kicking the can down the road, by excusing. You are leaving so much on the line that is so right there for you. You're not gonna be surprised by the first piece of content I want you to focus on, but you will be surprised by the numbers. Then there's 2 more pieces of content that will shooketh you, okay? So, just wait. First one, video content, period, end of story. Video content generates 1,200% more shares than text and images combined. Additionally, 72% of customers prefer learning about a product or service through video. Why does this work? Go back to people doing QVC, people doing different types of infomercials that you would see late at night for various products. You're doing a digital version of this now. It's a digital show and tell, whether you have a physical product or you have a digital product or you have a service. You get engaged. Sales is emotional. Sales is based on trust. Sales is an exchange of energy. What gives you the best energy exchange? Yeah, a book can make you feel that, an article can, even a certain quote or a post. But what really makes it most potent, it's when you're seeing the person's face. You can feel their energy through the screen, and that's what makes people buy. So it's so engaging, and it helps explain to people like more complex ideas in an easy to digest format. It builds that connection with the audience so much faster, so it leads to higher conversions. Whether it's product demos, explanation videos, testimonials, behind the scenes, live Q&As, tutorials. So when I say videos, I don't just mean making a YouTube video, TikTok video, an Instagram reel. I'm talking all kinds, because in your audience, you have different types of people who learn differently, who get influenced, who feel emotionally pulled and connected in different ways. While what I teach you with my emotional based sales techniques is there is a through line to your audience, right? They have similar current struggles and core desires. However, they might have different ways that they connect with you better. So, for example, in your personal life, I'm sure you have friends, and if you've done the love languages, right? You have friends that appreciate quality time. You have friends that they feel loved when there's gift giving. You have friends that feel really good with words of affirmation. I'm an acts of service person, and I also do love physical touch is another one. But acts of service, you share this episode, you leave a 5-star written Apple Podcast review, you do the 5 stars on Spotify, you comment and share the show and tag me. I feel so appreciated and loved by you guys. When you reply to my emails, I genuinely love it. I read as many as possible. In fact, I'd say I read 98% of them. Sometimes I get like bogged down with them, but it makes me feel like, wow, you took an action of appreciation. That's me. Some people really get off on getting a shout out, not because it's an act of service, but because of words of affirmation. Some people love it, like when I have listeners or clients who send me gifts, which that is an act of service to me, picking out a gift. But I also know, like, look, someone took the time to do a handwritten card, just send something. So take a look at your own love language, your own preferred communication style, your favorite kinds of content for you to really take in and what you can get engrossed in, because that will be your biggest hint of what a majority of your audience likes, because like attracts like. But with that being said, I still need you to also make sure with video content, you have it mixed up. You've got the short form content, right? You've got the content that's like 10 seconds or less. Then you have the face to camera videos where you're talking to the camera. You've got that stuff. I would definitely make sure you include longer form video content. I know that it can feel easier. You can like the views and stuff better when you see these super short reels or short TikToks or these YouTube shorts. Okay, that's nice. It might get a lot of reach and views, but it doesn't go that deep. That's why I want to make sure you also include longer form videos. There's a lot of examples of me having those over on TikTok at Project Me with Tiffany. I do more short form videos on Instagram at Project Me with Tiffany. And then you'll see my short form influenced who feel emotionally pulled and connected in different ways. While what I teach you with my emotional based sales techniques is there is a through line to your audience, right? They have similar current struggles and core desires. However, they might have different ways that they connect with you better. So, for example, in your personal life, I'm sure you have friends, and if you've done the love languages, right? You have friends that appreciate quality time. You have friends that they feel loved when there's gift giving. You have friends that feel really good with words of affirmation. I'm an acts of service person, and I also do love physical touch is another one. But acts of service, you share this episode, you leave a 5-star written Apple podcast review, you do the 5 stars on Spotify, you comment and share the show and tag me. I feel so appreciated and loved by you guys. When you reply to my emails, I genuinely love it. I read as many as possible. In fact, I'd say I read 98% of them. Sometimes I get like bogged down with them, but it makes me feel like, wow, you took an action of appreciation. That's me. Some people really get off on getting a shout out, not because it's an act of service, but because of words of affirmation. Some people love it, like when I have listeners or clients who send me gifts, which that is an act of service to me, picking out a gift. But I also know, like, look, someone took the time to do a handwritten card, just send something. So take a look at your own love language, your own preferred communication style, your favorite kinds of content for you to really take in and what you can get engrossed in, because that will be your biggest hint of what a majority of your audience likes, because like attracts like. But with that being said, I still need you to also make sure with video content, you have it mixed up. You've got the short form content, right? You've got the content that's like 10 seconds or less. Then you have the face to camera videos where you're talking to the camera. You've got that stuff. I would definitely make sure you include longer form video content. I know that it can feel easier. You can like the views and stuff better when you see these super short reels or short TikToks or these YouTube shorts. Okay, that's nice. It might get a lot of reach and views, but it doesn't go that deep. That's why I want to make sure you also include longer form videos. There's a lot of examples of me having those over on TikTok at Project Me with Tiffany. I do more short form videos on Instagram at Project Me with Tiffany. And then you'll see my short form YouTube shorts on YouTube. And then the longer form ones are what some of you are watching now here on Project Me TV on YouTube. So it's not that I am necessarily talking about like completely different topics, but it's the delivery method of those topics that resonates with different people in different days and different times. When you have someone who's listening to a podcast or watching a podcast and it's a longer form content, they're really immersed in their experience, right? It would be really unusual for someone who is super into this show to not buy from me at some point. Okay. It would be really strange. That is why this is my number one conversion is long form video and podcasts, period, end of story, number one. And it's not just for me, it's for many of my other clients as well. I want to give a caveat to these three things I'm giving today. If you came to me, this is why I can only give you customized advice if you're coming to like my mastermind experience or you privately coach with me. I only take 4 people at a time, right? And my mastermind only has a couple spots left. That's where you can get things customized. I have to obviously keep it more general on here. But if you are someone who's like, I loathe video, I hate video, Tiffany, I always ask, but do you consume videos? Well, yeah, that's mostly what I watch. Well, so is your ideal client. They're consuming it. So how can you start creating videos in a way that you would enjoy it? Because if you're not enjoying doing it, and not that I enjoy doing anything on any given day, some days I hate everything. I don't even want to be bothered making coffee. But if you don't enjoy your content creation, you need to find a way. And there's always a way. How can I make this more fun and enjoyable for me? How can I do this? Otherwise, you're not going to cash in online. You're leaving so much money on the table that it's scary. And listen, I have clients, I have friends that they go, I know, Tiff, where I go, you literally are sitting on a gold mine and their fear of being seen and their fear of vulnerability, their perfectionism has such a stronghold on them that they avoid doing these longer form face to camera videos that feel more vulnerable to them. And I go, as long as you know what you're leaving on the table and if you're okay with it. If you're not okay with it, then we need to work on what is blocking you from doing it and your resistance because that option level cash is all sitting right there. We just have to work through that barrier and the mental noise that is going on that is keeping you from showing up. But I don't want you to be perfect in any of these videos. I don't care if you're a fitness professional. I don't care if you're a healer. I don't care if you're a coach, you're a lawyer. I don't even care if you're a doctor. I mean, obviously, you don't want to do a botched job on someone. But what I mean by perfect is I don't want that performative, perfectionistic persona of you showing up on there. That's not real. That's not really you. That's not going to convert. I would rather you flub over a word and keep going. I don't care if you knock over a glass during a video. Keep it in there. Go watch my stuff. You'll see that. You can even hear it in my podcast. We do not edit that kind of stuff out. The stuff that I have edited out is if I go off on some total tangent that has nothing to do with anything that I know is really not effective and I just randomly got on one, okay? So be you. I don't want to say be authentic because now that's getting overused and it's giving me a rash. Be genuine. When you show up and you're in your humanness, that increases the trust factor, the likability, and it takes away the intimidation factor. If you show up too perfect, it can read psychologically to someone that it's going to be difficult to work with you, that in order for them to have what you have, or in order to succeed at this thing, or in order to have this product affect them in the way that it affects you, they're going to have to really have their shit together and then they're not going to buy. Second thing, email marketing. Emails are king. Email marketing delivers an average return on investment of $42 for every dollar spent. So, personalized and segmented email campaigns see a 50% higher open rate and a 760% more revenue compared to generic email blasts. And I'm going to explain what a segmented email and personalized email means, because me simply coming on here and going, here are the top 3 types of content to focus on for the fall and holiday season to make a ton of money, and I just told you the types of content. Well, it's how you do and your strategy of that content that's going to make it work. So just sending out an email, that ain't going to cut it. The reason why my emails have an insane open rate, even this summer and during summer seasons, right? An open rate does go down because there's fewer people spending time online, on their phones, etc. It went down to 39%. It's normally at 57%. My second highest converting piece of content are my emails. If you are not signed up for my email list, it's my Secret Posse weekly digest. It's free. It's exclusive content that you can't get anywhere else from me. And you will see why once you start reading my emails. You can sign up for them at projectmewithtiffany.com/secret posse in the show notes, in the description on YouTube. And why they work is because I fucking write them. And I know some of you right now are going, oh my God, Tiffany, I don't have time in my business to now write my emails too. And now I have to do that too. And blah, 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 boo. Well, then I would say to you, what are some other areas of your business that you can outsource where it doesn't have to be you, that aren't as important? This is critical. Number 2 income generating thing is email marketing that's done personally and segmented. Segmented, and I have to admit, we could be a lot better at that here. Segmented would mean we're going to segment these emails for people who have never bought from me before versus the people who have already been customers because they're deeper in the journey, they're more familiar with me, etc. It could be segmenting it for people who opted in and came to a free live training of mine and they get a different list. And so we definitely do this. I mean, could it even be more so? Absolutely. But last time I checked, I'm making a lot of fucking coin and we're doing really well. So writing your emails that are emails you would actually want to read. What is something you would want to read you'd find refreshing? I did not start my email list until late 2019. Okay. I was like, who cares about an email list? Why would someone want an email from me? We get so many emails. I'm tired of all the emails. I don't read people's emails. And then it dawned on me at some point where I went, wait a second. That means there's room for someone in my unique niche. Someone in my industry. There's room for someone to actually create emails that you are excited and want to read. So let's do that. So I write my emails. Do I format them? Do I put them in our email software? No, that can all be outsourced. But these emails are me, which is why they work, because who knows you the best? I do. Now, if you're a big brand, yes, you're hiring someone who is an advanced, highly skilled, and well-paid copywriter to be able to do these. Okay. Plus, you have a much larger email list to work with. So even if your open rate, which it is, much, much lower for those big brands, you'll still make a shit ton of sales. The cool thing is that when you have a small business, your email open rate is so much higher and people are more engaged. It's kind of like with your social media following. The bigger you're following, the lower amount of engagement. It looks like a lot when you're looking on someone like Kim Kardashian's Instagram, But when you really look at the percentage, it could even be at like 0.8%. And so that's why a lot of brands look to partner and pay micro influencers, people with smaller audiences and smaller email lists, because they connect deeper with their ideal client, and therefore it connects and converts into cash much faster. So you need to be doing this thing. I teach this in person at my mastermind, and I also teach this inside my ProjectME Posse business coaching membership. So everything that I am sharing today, if you want a more customized approach, you need to be in person. If you want a more generalized approach, but one that is proven, you need to be inside the posse instead of going, oh, now I need to do more emails. Well, I don't want you spending a bunch of time writing emails just to write emails. That is not going to work. And I'm telling you, you do not learn how to get people excited to get on your email list and get things growing and get things moving. I told you it's my second highest converter. I already gave you the stats. I mean, think about this, 760% more revenue compared to generic email blasts. That's an income generating activity. Okay. Third type of content. There is a bonus fourth, but do I want to go there? I need to really see where I'm going to go with you guys. No, we're going to keep it at 3. I have a tendency to overgive and over deliver, and I want to keep this really simple for you guys. Third type of content, live streaming. Get on live. This mimics the closest to what it would be like for you to be in front of an audience if you had a store in the mall, if you had a speaking engagement and you have a room of 100 people, even if you have 15 people on a live. You had 15 people in a room and you're talking to them about your services. You're talking to them about your digital products. You're talking to them about your offers and helping them. There is no better energy than live energy. There's none. And it generates more engagement because people are in that excited, contagious energy if you show up in that way. And there's a sense of urgency with you being live, right? It's like, they want to have this now. They need it now. Your energy is infectious because you are in such conviction about what you're sharing and what you're offering. And you have them captured at that moment. But the key here is you just showing up, going live, being a doop-de-doo. That's not going to cut it. Right? You've got to show up, and I'm not saying you have to like have a marching band or do something spectacular on a live. You can be sitting in a chair, but it's your energy. It's you getting better and better at really relating to your audience and their current situation and pointing out and making an emotional connection to their desires and positioning your service and product as a key solution. I'm truly doing it in this episode. I'm saying if you want all of that money that is sitting there for you right now in the fall and holiday season, and you want to set yourself up to make laughable cash online that literally you could not work the rest of the year. And I have clients who choose that. They make all their money in Q4 because that's double, triple, quadruple, even what their salary was when they were at their jobby job. And they want to fuck around and travel the rest of the year, and they have to do some things to obviously continue nurturing and growing more in depth and trust with their clients, with their audience, but you have that option. That's how much money is going to be exchanging hands, and I want you to be able to get it. So then you go, okay, where am I going to go? What do I need to do, Tiff? Well, first of all, facts, 67% of viewers are more likely to purchase a product or a service after watching a live stream. So this goes for you doing live trainings. This is TikTok live. you streaming on YouTube, you doing Instagram live, Facebook live, any form of live that you can get people. And it truly is about the energy. Because when you're live, it's one time only. It's like when I was a newscaster, you're live. You miss that broadcast. I mean, you don't really rerun the news, right? Like you have to wait then for the 6 o'clock news or the 11 o'clock news or whatever. But like you want the latest, you want to hear about it now, you want the thing, you've got to be on live. But the reason why a lot of you avoid doing lives is because of the vulnerability. It's because of the fear of being seen. It's because of when you've gone live before, only 3 people are there. Well, yes, you have to start somewhere. Do you think anyone was there when I started any of my social media accounts? I started from 0. No one was there when I went live, right? Like, and it's not like even when I go live on TikTok, I don't have thousands of people and I have a large audience on TikTok. But I can tell you the creators and my clients who make a point of going live regularly and it's their thing, it grows and grows and grows and grows. And again, you have to find a way for this to feel good to you, for this to feel fun to you. You can be multitasking for all I care while you're live, but being able to connect with your audience at that level, even being able to have live Q&A, think of why that builds trust. There were a lot of people that said when I recently did the live training on August 20, was it August 28th I did it? Feels like 5 months ago. And I had a lot of feedback that was saying, you know what really sold me on you, Tiffany? And these were people who had never bought from me before. And I was rather new to them. Okay. Like they had just heard of me within days. They said, when you did the live Q&A and how you were coaching people live and answering them questions and giving them advice live, because it couldn't be edited, it couldn't be curated. And I could see and feel that you cared. And it was very obvious you knew what the fuck you were doing because you weren't stammering over your words. You didn't give some generic circle talk advice. It's live, it's real. It's not retractable, but that's also the very reason why so many people avoid it is because, oh God, what if I say something I shouldn't say? Or is it really worth it? Well, I wouldn't be sharing this if it wasn't worth it. I wouldn't do live stuff if it wasn't worth it. If I could have the option to live podcast, which I have done a couple times on TikTok, but I mean, like, if there was an option instead of podcast being like pre-recorded and uploaded, where it was literally, which I think that's where podcasts are headed, where you're going to be able to see just like a TV guide. Oh my God, now I sound 500 years old. But you're looking at a TV guide. Oh, Tiffany comes on at 7 o'clock. Oh, this other person I like watching comes on at 9 o'clock. And you're live. Oh, I'd be all over that. All over that. That energy of being live is truly the second best trust builder than being with someone in person. So, which one of these are you going to focus on? I would prefer it to be all 3, but I don't want you to get yourself so overwhelmed that you freeze. So, your homework is 2 of the 3 of these. You really want to go all in and not mess around. It needs to be all 3. If you're like, but Tiffany, what about static posts? But what about carousels? They do really well for me. I'm not telling you you can't do these other forms of content if they delight you and if you're already getting sales from them. I'm not saying not to do them, right? Like I can't give you fully customized advice on a podcast, obviously, right? Like there's millions of you. But what I am telling you is the stats and facts don't lie. And my 16 years of experience, literally working with over 150,000 clients of all different levels, from multi-billion-dollar businesses to people just starting out, I'm giving you the actual receipts that are undeniable of what's going to get you the coin if you apply it to your own business. I can't wait to see what happens for you. Share this episode with someone who you know really wants to be cashing in online and they're going, I don't know where to start, or nothing is working, or things aren't working how I want. You don't have an excuse when it comes to me. I give you the free content and then I give you clear direction on where you can invest in your business, which are both tax deductions on the posse coming to the mastermind. Like, it's a no-brainer, period. The thing that won't work is you continuing to go along with what you've been doing. That'll be a guarantee for you missing out this season. If you want to set things up and stack the odds in your favor of you to cash in, you know what to do. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.